Hello. Plank, forearm plank, one of our favorite poses because it helps us find and feel strength that is true core strength. Also is a great heat up. One of the key ways to learn what is our correct spinal alignment in plank is actually standing. So if you've got a block, it helps, but I'm gonna use mine and show you what I'm talking about. A lot of us might stand kind of tailbone tilted back, a little sway back without even realizing it. And what we're looking for in order for these muscles to engage and be present is we actually need neutrality. We need the hip bones to be in the right position in relation to the ribs in order for those muscles to be able to contract. They can't do their job in this position. So if you can, either squeeze something between your thighs or imagine that you are, and notice when you do that how for many of us there's a slight or large adjustment of the pelvis kind of tucking, the tailbone tucking. And when I do that, I can feel these muscles, boom, they're there. I feel really stable, really strong. It'd be hard to push me off balance. When they're not there, it's all just very loose, very unpresent. So number one, if we can learn to stand more this way, life in general feels better, we burn more calories, and we're actually using our core. But we're going to be doing forearm plank first, so come on down to your belly. This is my favorite way to start learning that proper alignment of plank and forearm plank. So I've got my one hand in a fist and the other hand kind of wrapped around. You can do it however you like. And I've got my elbows to start a little bit behind my shoulders. That's just going to be easier. And we'll be progressing, making it more challenging as you're ready. Roll those shoulder heads down the back. Find neutral in the spine for the head, neither dropped nor reaching. And then when you're ready, I'd like you to simply tuck your tailbone. It's just like you do in cat back. So I'm squeezing my butt's cheeks down and forward to bring me up into that pelvis tucked position. So I want you to feel here what's going on. I'm quivering. That's a great sign that those muscles are, bam, being involved. Now, see if you can gently elongate into more of a little bit of a neutral. If you've got a low back issue or you haven't done a sit-up in a million years or much that's core oriented, you might need to stay in that super tuck to wake up those muscles. Explore, see if you can extend, thinking about one long line from knees to crown of the head. Breathing, and then you might want to take a little break. I love a sighing breath in there. Coming back in when you're ready, we're going to explore the option of walking those elbows further forward, directly under the shoulders. So if you weren't getting a quiver before, you should be now, okay? Feel that. Alternatively, we can begin with that tucked tailbone and then come onto the balls of the feet, pressing the thigh heads towards the sky so that we're in a classic forearm plank. One of the keys here is that I need to be squeezing my thighs towards each other, just like we practiced in standing a moment ago. If my heels are rotating out at all, I'm going to feel back pain and I'm probably going to have my hips kind of swag. I'm going to be surviving it. So if that's happening for you, it's just not feeling good, again, start with the knees down, then explore thigh heads pressing to the sky and squeezing the thighs towards each other. And then seeing if you can elongate a little bit so that you're not in a hyper tuck, though that's where you may need to start. And when you are ready, release. Enjoy the heat and what you've created. Plank is basically all the same stuff, okay? So one of the keys with plank that's important for safety is to have all of the weight in the full circle of your palm. If it's kind of feeling like it's more back in the wrist palm connection, your hands are too far forward. And that's bad on your wrist, but it's also going to put stress on your shoulder. And it means that you can't be engaging in these lat muscles and all these anchoring muscles for the shoulders, but also that are about core stability. So I want you to just start in table. Find that feeling of solidity, not too far forward. Try it out and find your best place. Shoulder heads anchor. Again, if it's challenging for you to find that core connection, you might do a little cat back, that pelvic tuck, feel it. Then from there, step back, 1 foot at a time. If this is too much, then you do knees down, just like we did in forearm. Notice, that's your option. You can also play with intensification, right? Raising one leg at a time to reach for the wall behind you. You're not reaching for the sky. That's going to take you into an arched back. Just straight back, all right? We can also do one more fun add-on that I really like, which is to take the knee to the outside in kind of a frog leg. And if you want to do this, it's important that you're holding that contraction as long as the exhale is there. So it's a real compression exhale. And you're trying to bring the knee towards your tricep of the same arm. Critical is that while you're doing this, your other leg stays stable. If you feel it knee bending or the heel rotating to the outside, again, you've lost that center body engagement of the thighs squeezing towards each other. So begin in your forearm plank. Make sure that thigh squeeze is there so that on an exhale, as you slowly bring one knee towards that arm, that there's nothing happening or collapsing at that other leg. Big inhale, exhaling. Soft smile, soft gaze, inhaling back to center. And that can be a fun way to play. One last one actually that's fun to play with too, to check if your core stability is there, is simply taking your leg flying, but also taking it a little to the outside. I'm not talking a big movement. You don't want to give up again that pelvic alignment. Just a little to the outside. Give yourself some stretching and love up after you've practiced that. Perhaps press back to child's pose to give your low back a break. Thanks for joining me. Have fun in plank. See what happens when you do it every day. See you soon.